Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. In this video, we're going to talk about being wide versus narrow in your swing and why I prefer to see people be more on the wider side of things. So let's define being wide as having your arms long, having your hands and clubs stretched out away from you, and narrow as things being folded up and very close to you. So to start, when we set up, things are already considered wide because at setup, you can see both arms are pretty long. I'm not hinged. Everything is pretty much almost at its maxed out length. And you can see if I hinge and fold, things have decreased in length. So we want to try to maintain the width we have at setup. So if we're able to maintain the width we have at setup and carry it into the backswing, so I'm going to exaggerate here. I'm going to try to maintain the length of my arms and maintain the lack of wrist hinge. You can see it will force me to turn. And you can see on my backswing, things are very wide and in front of my torso. You can see there's minimal trail arm fold or trail arm bend, which ensures your lead arm is straight. And you can see also here, you can see tons of club because I've hinged very little. If I start getting narrower, you can see my arm starts folding up and then my wrists start hinging. And you can see most players who struggle with consistency tend to be too narrow. Their trail arm folds too much, their wrist hinge too much. From this position, if all I do is try to make a downswing from here, you can see things are going to be very, very steep because I'm forced to straighten my trail arm out, and then as a result, the hands get lower, the club stays up, and then later in the swing is when the club gets dumped out. But at that time, it's too late because the swing happens way too fast. So what we want to do instead is if we can maintain the width we have at setup and just turn, you see lots of shaft, my trail arm is nice and long with minimal fold. If all we do is turn, I'm able to return the club to the ball roughly around the same spot. It's much easier to deliver this club back to the ball with decent delivery parameters as opposed to trying to hit the ball from here. Because if I don't undo any of this, if I keep my trail arm bent and I keep my wrist hinge, you can see at impact I would have to do some weird stuff to get the club back to the ball. And you can see no one looks like this at impact. People tend to be nice and extended and tall, things are opened up, which you need to be wide in order to get to that spot, to move towards that direction. So that's why we want to be wide, okay? We know in the downswing, we want things to travel behind us with our arms attached to our torso so we can maximize this slingshot and have the rotation kick the club through the ball. If the club is here, let's say, arms are here, I have no slingshot because the focus then becomes on how do I unsteepen things as best as we can to make the club get back to the ball with any sort of decent delivery. That's not what we want to do in reality. We want to be able to focus on making our movement, our swing as athletic as possible. That way, we want to be as wide as possible so that our focus isn't on fixing bad things. Our focus is just trying to make a good athletic movement, and chances are if you're nice and wide, the club will trail and come from a decent spot. So the drill for you guys to get wider if you're narrow, and chances are more people are narrower than being too wide, your drill is just making sure you're gonna make, and we know, you guys know I love the half swings, you guys will make those half swings maintaining the width and length of your arms that you have it set up, and all you're gonna do is turn and turn, and you can see I've maintained my width into my finish, and I'm hitting these nice little right to left ball flights because by being wide, I know I'm gonna be inside out. Chances are if you're narrow right now and you start getting wider, you're gonna be less outside in. You're gonna start moving towards being inside out. So I'll do one more for you guys, okay? Stay wide, keep your width you have it set up, and just turn and turn. And you get these nice little right to left ball flights that you can eventually translate into the full swing. So hope that makes sense, hope that helps. Any questions, just leave in the comments below and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks guys.